Hello everyone, I'm Tracy. Welcome to the channel. And today I'm going to talk about the radiator. I repaired a little bitty pinhole. I'm showing how I did a pressure test for it to make sure that it doesn't leak anymore. It was a solder that I used to do that little bitty pinhole leak. And I'm glad I did catch it when I did. And the radiator, and I knew it had a couple of leaks. I've got it marked, but I want to test it anyways, even after I fix it. So I've got my test head here of the inlet, and then I've got my outlet right here with the gauge. I only want to put about 10 psi on it, and I'm going to fill it up. I want to fill this point up right here. I wish I had that up a little higher. I'd get me in that way it's above that fitting, and get up to 10 psi and see if there's any leaks. I want to have my hands on the control valve because the well pump has 80 psi. I do not want to overpressure that radiator, so I want to maintain that pressure of 10. Oh, there it comes out. Let that run for a little bit. Get all the air out of it. I want to prop that up. There's some bubbles. I'll get all that air out of there. The higher I bring that up, what's happening is that fitting right there, it gets that air out of that fitting. On right there on that side. There the water's coming out. Letting it drain here real slow, like, you know, like bleeding a brake line. I'll turn it off. You see it quit and it's going down. So there's air in it in places somewhere. Just a little bit. It's filling those areas up. I just gotta keep playing with it till that thing holds air or holds water, and then I'll put a water plug in it. Well, there you go. I got it about 14, so it's above 13 psi. And look, the radiator cap's supposed to relieve at 13 psi. It is. And I've still got water going into it, and the repair is holding up. So, two ways of doing this. If you got a really minute sandblasting kit, you can sandblast that little area right there, or sand it real good so it's down to bare copper, and clean it real good with a degreasing cleaner, and then put a resin cleaner on it and let it dry out just a little bit. It'll be kind of milky looking. Then heat it up again, and then solder it with a core resin, 60-40. I believe it's probably 40 lead and the other silver. But there's nothing underneath here. There's no water down here. I mean, you see that it's wet right there, but there's no drips that I know of. It's been staying nice and dry. And it's been like this for probably a good half hour. Purge it down. So, the valve is off. I turned the pressure off of this line coming in, and haven't turned this on yet. But then I cracked this just a little bit. The water plug that was in there, I loosened it up, and I should have had a nipple and a valve here so you could have some safety control, but I didn't. It's water. If it was anything else, I would have had that valve there, like gas or oil or steam. I just rocked that a little bit, started getting it to vent and start leaking down. And Then after it was down, I opened up the cap. And water started coming out. And then I opened this more. That way it takes the vacuum out of it, and then more water came out. And then after that was open, the pressure that was left on this line, even though I shut the valve off at the well pump, then I opened this valve here so that it finished draining the pressure off of this line. And I'm good to take this off now. Just a little safety. Like I said, it's just 10 pound PSI water, but it's good practice. So that's what I did to find out what was wrong with the radiator. And right now I trust it. I'm gonna finish cleaning things up and get ready to mount it back on the front nose of the tractor. The repairs that I made to the radiator on the 8000 Ford was a success, and it was very hot that day and humid, and I would say the tractor is running happy.